Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. We are back today as we reach crunch time in the Premier League with 12 games to play. We'll have 4 of those coming today alongside our FA Cup quarter-final at home to Bolton Wanderers, and also both legs away in Germany and at home at St Mary's against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League last 16. Starting off with a big clash in the league away at the Emirates as we look to keep pace with Manchester City at the top of the Premier League. Chelsea and Spurs not too far behind us as well, but Southampton still yet to lose in the Premier League. We're looking to keep that up here as we travel to Mikel Arteta's side. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, huge game to kick off the episode away at the Emirates. Just 12 games remaining in the Premier League. Ourselves and Manchester City deadlocked at the top of the table, separated by only goal difference. And of course, it doesn't really feel like it, but the Saints still yet to taste defeat in the Premier League. It's been a bit of a strange season because normally if you're unbeaten, it sort of feels like you're running away with it and you've been the best team. But to be honest, I'd say Man City have probably edged us in that regard and been the best team in the league this season. But regardless, we're trying to see if we can go all the way, stick with them at the top and potentially beat them to the Premier League trophy. Not something many clubs can say they've done over the last decade or so, as Spurs go a goal up, looking to keep themselves in the title race as well. It's so exciting when you get stuck in a really enthralling title race. Vermeer, and what a ball that is out to Gabriel Martinelli. Livramento's with him. Martinelli still has it. There's Sambi Lokonga and Martin Odegaard into Bukayo Saka. Danger here, and Muric forced into the stop. Højlund and Odegaard combine. Saka now over on that right hand side. There is Bukayo Saka cutting in onto his left foot. Danger here. Shot blocked, but it's back to Bukayo Saka, and Muric has to turn it away. And now a corner for the Gunners. Martinelli goes short to Bukayo Saka, looking to take on St Maximin. Now William Pacho. A nice football this. Martinelli lining one up and firing it into the back of the net. Arsenal starting the second half with some intent. And after a save from Muric to deny Saka, it's the other wide man, Gabriel Martinelli, that fires Arsenal into the lead. Well, do you know what? Despite us having not lost this season, it doesn't feel like we're having an unbeaten campaign because it's been such a close title race. And we've been so close to losing on a couple of occasions, narrow victories. We nearly lost at home to Brighton in the previous episode. And with how close the title race is, it doesn't feel like there's sort of one side running away with it and looking to remain unbeaten. So, yes, it's a bit of a weird one. And if we are to fall to defeat here with Man City 2 goals up, they will be taking a 3-point lead at the top of the table. So we need to try and fight back and find at least a point. Well, there is the whistle, and finally Southampton have tasted defeat in the Premier League away at the Emirates, and you can see what it means to the players, because not only is it our first defeat of the season, but that's going to have big ramifications in the title races. I think Spurs, Chelsea and Manchester City have all claimed victories today. Let's go and have a look at the table, but I think it's going to be a worrying sight for Southampton fans. But yeah, look at that. Not a great start to the episode. First defeat on the board and just so many draws in the Premier League. We're now 3 points behind City after their win against Burnley. Spurs, a comfortable victory for them at home to Norwich City, and for Chelsea a big win at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United to bring them right back into the hunt. But our attention now turns away from the Premier League to the FA Cup. It's actually the last 16, not the quarter-finals, but taking on Bolton Wanderers, who I think are in League One still in the save. A great opportunity to reach the quarter-finals a stage that we've not got past in the whole of the save so far. I think the FA Cup is our greatest chance at silverware this season, and I'm putting out a strong lineup for this clash here despite being a major favourites. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, we've got the first leg of our Champions League last 16 away in Germany in just a few days' time. So quite a few changes, but still a really strong lineup for this one. And it should be a comfortable progression through to the quarterfinals. But yeah, still gonna expect a tough game as Archer slid through, forces the save, and Gomez can't get there on the rebound. Trouble, oh my goodness, what a save, Gavin. And Wood has to put it behind for the corner. Bolton showing that there is a reason that they are here as Walker-Peters goes down. That's a little bit of a concern. We've already got a couple of injuries with Smallbone and Chaibi both out for 3 months with the broken toes. But Saint-Maximin gives that away. That's dangerous as well. Big danger, and Bolton take the lead. Terrible from Saint-Maximin. And the one competition that I think we've got a real chance of lifting this season, we find ourselves a goal down at home in the last 16. What a pass that is, by the way. Really poor from us defensively today, and it could be 2, and it would have been if it had not been for Gavin Bazunu. Southampton all over the place at the back. Gomez, though, through to Cam. Surely, there's the equaliser. And that is just the quality that we have on the pitch. Bolton have been the better side today, but with the one opening that we do get, Cameron Archer is on hand once again to find the back of the net. What a season he is having. And now Saint-Maximin through the gap to Cameron Archer. Did he stay onside? He did. But on this occasion, on the weaker left foot, he couldn't finish. And his shot flashes wide of the far post. Big chance to turn the game on its head, that. Cardoso into that near post again, but Cam's there. Kept alive nicely, though, by Bolton. And that's brilliantly worked, and they're in the lead again. A fantastic goal from Bolton Wanderers. And Southampton's FA Cup curse might be continuing this season. Had to call on some reinforcements from the bench. And here's one of them, Stein. Forward to Tino Livramento. There's Cameron Archer. Onto the left peg. Cameron Archer denied by Baxter. 20 minutes to try and save ourselves here from a really disappointing result as Nathan Wood gets his first goal of the save. A complete mix-up from Baxter, the keeper, as Wood is stuck in the net. But he is the beneficiary of a poor piece of goalkeeping and just taps the rebound into the open goal. Well, that's going to do it here at St Mary's. The last thing we needed is extra time with that Champions League last 16 clash to come in just a few days' time. Tired legs, tired minds. And the worst thing is we're half an hour away from another penalty shootout. That is the last thing we want. Stein wins it back. Great chance here. Sekumara rolled through. Sekumara off the post. And Edozie can't get there. So close, straight from kickoff. But Southampton denied by the woodwork. I think we're destined for penalties, man. I really, really do. And that might be our cup run over. Need to get on the front foot and try and win this during the extra time period. As Stein... back to Nathan Teller. Surely Nathan Teller off the bench. Southampton lead in extra time. We've not played well today, but that might be enough to send us to the quarterfinals. Teller into Stein, and now we're in control. We can slow the game down and play it at our pace as Stein finds Sekumara. Nice little spin. Sekumara, it's 4. And the Saints are definitely heading to the quarterfinals now. Fair play to Bolton Wanderers. They gave it a real good go. They led twice at St Mary's, But in the end, the quality shines through for the Saints, and we will be heading to the final 8. Well, before jumping into this big clash in the Champions League, let's find out who it is we'll face in the FA Cup quarterfinals. Cracking tie that. And it's Spurs away in North London. Probably the hardest tie we could have got. Liverpool will face Millwall. Crystal Palace against Wolves. Spurs against Southampton, and Charlton Athletic against Newcastle in the FA Cup quarter-finals. United were knocked out by Millwall, and Chelsea knocked out by Newcastle. Man, that is gutting, because we've got a really good chance of going all the way in at this competition. We've never made it past the quarter-finals, and if we're to make it to the Final Four in our first Wembley appearance, we will have to knock out Ange Postecoglou's side. But jumping into our next game, another huge one as we take on the Germans Eintracht Frankfurt away in Germany for the first leg of our Champions League last 16 knockout. We were top of the league phase with just 1 goal conceded. So although it will be a big ask to go deep into the competition, I reckon we will be favourites to knock out the Germans here. Looking for a positive result in the first leg in Frankfurt. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, huge clash here in Germany. That was a crazy cup tie just a moment ago as we knocked out Bolton. But shame about the fact we'll have to take on Spurs to make it to the semis in our first Wembley appearance. But attention turning to the UCL. I said this is probably the most difficult of the competitions we're left in to try and win. But I do fancy our chances here against Frankfurt, especially considering the fact heading into this game, they're playing a 3 at the back. I've said it before on the channel. I find it so much easier to play against 3 at the back systems when you're taking on the AI, because the wide positions, they always have attacking players, so there's so much space to get into when you attack. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. There could be goals, as we seem to be leaking them at the moment, but expecting us to get a positive result to take back to England. Downs wins the header, and now Kudus to Stein. Looking for Kudus, it will come to Mohamed Kudus! What a brilliant finish that is by the Ghanaian. And Mohamed Kudus showing the quality we've got down this side now. Fatawu wasn't cutting it for us last year. We sold him for big bucks and big profit to Man City and brought in this man, Mohamed Kudus. What a signing he has proved to be. I think that's goal number 6 of the season in all competitions, and he's got a handful of assists to go with it. He has been a sensation down that right-hand side. Oh, what a pass. Oh, what a save, Muric. What a pass through that was. I'm not sure who made it. It was a fantastic defence-splitting pass. And it really should be one apiece. But what a save from Muric as Martson can't clear. And Frankfurt just starting to up the pressure as Yusuf does well. Can't get there on the slide, though. And Soler drives one towards goal. And again, Muric is equal to it. The home side starting to put some pressure on our goal now. Given away in the rainy conditions. I find it so hard to play when the pitch is heavy like this. Soler gives it straight to Ekitike. Now Guendouzi finds Soler. And again, it's a lovely ball forward. And Hugo plays the 1-2. Soler does well to get it back. But again, the shot comes in and Muric equal to it. Just under 20 to play here. Saints just hanging on to try and grind out the 1-0 scoreline. And that will do it as Nathan Teller clears. We come to Germany and it's a narrow 1-0 victory for the Saints. Those away fans up in the heavens can clap their team off as Mohamed Kudus's first half goal will give us a 1-0 aggregate scoreline to take back to England. Big result on the road, that. Well, our attention returning back to the Premier League. Another huge game here as we take on Manchester United at St Mary's. Chelsea, Man City and Tottenham all away from home. So every chance that there is a slip up from one of those three. But definitely us with the most difficult fixture as we take on the Red Devils. We drew 1-1 at Old Trafford, but we need all 3 points here to close the gap on Manchester City. 11 to play, we're still 3 points behind the champions. Need a win here. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, Joshua Zirkzee is the man we're going to have to keep quiet today. Last couple of times we've faced Manchester United, he's been the one that's really caused me some issues. As Marcus Leonardo sent through early and denied by Andre Onana. Big chance that. He scored at Old Trafford to give us the lead before we were pegged back by Joshua Zirkzee. And he probably should have scored there to give us the lead as Aston Villa go a goal up on Tottenham. That's a big goal, that. So Maximan into Martson. And Martson going on. Martson, lovely little back heel. And Stein bends it into the back of the net. Lovely assist by Ian Martson. I think that is his third of the campaign. That's a beautiful assist. And Stein takes his time and rolls it in past Andre Onana, who this time has no chance. And Southampton lead inside 10 minutes. Perfect start here. But we have to build on it. We went a goal up at Old Trafford earlier on in the season and we were pegged back despite being the better team on the day. I don't want the same thing to happen here. We need a second goal to cement this as Marcus Leonardo will score that second goal. A little bit fortunate, but Southampton are running rampant at St Mary's. Great celebration in front of the home supporters, but we'll take the bit of luck all day long. Marcus Leonardo at the second time of asking drills us into a 2-goal lead. Yeah, a couple of shaky performances earlier on in the episode. The loss to Arsenal and then the cup escaper, I guess you would call it, against Bolton, where, to be honest, we were second best for most of the contest, but good win in Germany in the previous game against Frankfurt, and now a really dominant display here against Manchester United. But as Zirkzee sent through, well, the referee has pulled it back for the foul by Flynn Downs. That's a big let-off, that. Or is it Zirkzee? No, it's not. Joshua Zirkzee haunting me once again. A great ball in by Bruno Fernandes. He gets up above Tino Livramento and heads it past Muric. No clean sheet for the Kosovan today. And Manchester United back in the game almost instantly. What a start to this game at St Mary's. Well, we just got to stay on the front foot here. Keep attacking. As Stein gets away from his man, shoots. And Onana, I think, saw it late, but did get a glove on it. This has been a cracking game here at St Mary's in the opening half an hour. 3 goals, plenty of chances, and I wouldn't be surprised if there is more to come. Barco plays the ball forward. Sancho through to Zirkzee. And Zirkzee levels it up. What a bottle job from Southampton. But I cannot stop this man scoring. I singled him out right at the start of the game. And from 2 goals down, Manchester United battle back to 2 apiece. 4 goals in the opening half an hour, but a complete and utter bottle job from the Saints. Yeah, so annoyed that we bottled it against Manchester United again. It was bad enough at Old Trafford, throwing away a 1-goal lead, but a 2-goal lead here at St Mary's, that is just not good enough. And as I say, if we want to win the title, we cannot be dropping many more points between now and the end of the season, especially not from a position where we were 2 goals up. Zirkzee forcing his way through. Bruno Fernandes shoots and forces the save out of Muric. Next goal in this one is a big one. Taylor into Flynn Downs, away from Bruno, and now St. Maximan. St. Maximan into Marcus Leonardo, brings it down beautifully. Marcus Leonardo on the turn. That is a fantastic goal from the Brazilian. And I wrote him off early on in the campaign, and I should have just stuck with him. It can take players time to settle at a new club. Joining from Brentford in the summer, it did take him a couple of months to find his feet, but he has been in fantastic goal-scoring form of late. I think that is his 16th or maybe even 17th goal of the season in all competitions, and he's been a fantastic replacement for Evanilson after his departure to PSG. But now we've got the lead again, we've got to make sure we hold on to it this time. As Barco straight from kickoff, Bruno finds Sancho, and that's brilliant defending by Tino. And now Leonardo spots Onana off his line, and Onana had to be alert, and that one I really did mean. Goal at Brentford, I think it was Man City who were playing them, and it's 1 apiece at the G-Tech. Well, that will be a great result for us if Man City drop 2 points in London, but we've got to do our job here and ensure we see out this victory. 15 to play, still we lead by 1. Well, into the final moments, I think we are going to do it. As Gomez has the ball, just needs to hold on to it. Forward to Edozie. Looks to get past Matthias de Ligt. Edozie has his effort saved, and Gomez might get a second chance. Gomez wins it, or secures it at the death for Southampton. His first goal since returning to England. I think it's a great pickup, and he got a little bit fortunate, but we will take that all day long. Angel Gomez bursting his way into the penalty area, and on the weaker left foot drills it past Onana, secures the victory. And if Manchester City have dropped points at Brentford, that is going to throw the title race wide open. Let's go and take a look at how the table looks after these results. Yeah, that was an absolutely cracking game at St Mary's there. But let's have a look at where that leaves the Premier League table, as Southampton still in second, but now just a point behind Man City, who must have been held. Yes, they were. Tottenham fought back to win at Aston Villa, and Chelsea won on the road at Molineux. So Man City 62, Southampton 61, Chelsea 59 and Spurs 56. It is all to play for in the Premier League, and we travel away to Stamford Bridge in our next game in the Premier League, and we will close out the episode with that one because there's been some crazy games today. But before we get there, it is time for the second leg of our Champions League last 16 clash against Frankfurt. I'm feeling confident that we can get the job done, but a little bit worried that we are starting to leak some goals. We do hold the 1-0 aggregate lead from the first leg thanks to Mohamed Kudus' goal, and I'm hoping that we will make it to the quarterfinals with minimal fuss. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, great atmosphere here at St Mary's as we get off and underway under the lights, and we hold that aggregate lead as I mentioned. So the pressure is on Frankfurt. We can control the tempo, control the game, and hopefully a second goal will kill this off, as I think Walker-Peters is offside. Solé. Oh my goodness. Omar Solé just had a little bit too much on it, but the keeper, Stefan Ortega, was worried for a minute there. Just saw him off his line. We've already seen me try and catch out Onana, and well, the opportunity presented itself again, and we could break here. Stein into Mohamed Kudus, away from Romagnoli, and Kudus has the pace, and Mo Kudus managed to get the shot away on the slide, but Stefan Ortega is equal to it. Both sides looking for that opening goal. It's a big one tonight, Because if the Saints get it, it gives us the cushion. If Frankfurt get it, they are right back into the tie. Here is the difference maker, Kudus, once again. Leonardo waiting to get onside. Flag stays down, and Stefan Ortega with a big save. Tried to catch him out of the near post, but the Germans stood up well. Corner swung in. Kimpembe attacking it. Changes for both sides as this tie remains in the balance. Guendouzi forced back by our substitute Gillette, but Guendouzi works the cross in. Muric thought about coming. It's pegged back, and Van Dijk, the sub, makes a big block as Downs will get his foot on the ball. That was worrying signs there as Teller looked to slide through Leonardo, but Frankfurt now in the ascendancy, looking for that equalising goal. Now Gillette, we're nearly there. Marcus Leonardo again into Angel Gomez. Back to Marcus Leonardo, and Ortega with the save once again. He has been so good tonight, but I don't think it's going to matter as Guendouzi heads on. Carlos Augusto, but there is the whistle. And despite Ortega's best attempts to keep Southampton out, it comes in vain, as Mohamed Kudus' strike from the first leg is enough to see us narrowly scrape through to the quarter-finals of the competition. Fair play to Frankfurt. They were really difficult opponents, and you can see why they're doing so well in the Bundesliga this season. But for Southampton, first year in the competition and through to the quarterfinals. Well, we played on the Tuesday. I think if we simulate through the Wednesday here, we should see the draw for the Champions League quarterfinals. Southampton will be taking on, well, it's not actually showing yet, okay, but I think it might be in the calendar because for some reason that always seems to be slightly further ahead. We'll be taking on, wow, Manchester City. An all-English affair. I can't see the rest of the quarter-final ties. That's really frustrating. But that will come in the next episode. Manchester City in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. That is big. And speaking of big, this is a huge game to close out the episode. Taking on Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Man City slipped up in their previous game away at the G-Tech, hosting Brighton and Hove Albion here. And with all three sides at the top separated by just 3 points, all could change between now and the end of the season. This is a huge fixture as we take on Chelsea at the Bridge. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, this is a huge clash here with just 10 to play. Chelsea have been flying. Oh, go on, Kudus. Leonardo denied early doors. Had to take it on slightly earlier than I would have liked. But yeah, I was just going to say, Chelsea have been flying recently to even bring themselves back into contention. Of course, it looked as if it was going to be ourselves, City and Spurs who were in the title race. But Chelsea have come out of nowhere and put themselves in a really strong position. But Southampton starting off on the front foot here. As Van Dijk, I trust you to win that. He does. Marcus Leonardo again denied by Jorgensen. Williams away from Tino down the left. He's looked most dangerous for Chelsea so far in these opening 35 minutes. We've had some cracking games today. This one's very tight and tense as I'm not sure who that was with the strike. Might have been Jackson forcing Muric into the save. Williams for the Blues. Away from Yusuf and Kudus. Lovely little back heel into Vega as well. Now Jackson and Williams again. Causing me so many issues. Jackson back to Nico Williams. And Nico Williams cuts inside. Zielinski strike. In fact, I think it was Brahim Diaz. Turned away by Muric as now we come down the other end. St. Maximan looking for Marcus Leonardo and Chelsea just about do enough. End-to-end game this. I can't believe it's still 0-0. That's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the box and Cole Palmer stands over it. He's got a few for company, but Palmer, oh my goodness. So close to finding the top corner. That would have really blown the title race wide open, with Chelsea drawing level on points with us. In fact, they might have even gone a point above us with a win here. Well, that's going to do it here at Stamford Bridge. No surprise that the big games always end up 0-0 in the Premier League. But yeah, it was probably the worst game we've had in today's episode. So a shame to end on a bit of a damp squib, but nonetheless, both sides claiming a point, and Manchester City will probably be licking their lips at this. Another draw on the board for Southampton, and we need to start turning some of those draws into wins if we are to be Premier League champions. Well, that is where we will leave it for today's episode then, guys. Some great games coming in today's episode. I think the Manchester United game was one of my favourite games that I've played for a little while. An absolute cracker. But as Man City were held to a goalless draw by Brighton at the Etihad, that means that we remain as we were heading into matchday 29. City top on 63, Southampton second on 62, and Chelsea just 2 points behind us on 60. Spurs have a game in hand, but now 4 points behind the Blues, so they desperately need to win that when it does come around. Certainly, I would say still a 4-horse race for the Premier League title, and we'll be back in the next episode with lots of big games, including our FA Cup quarter-final tie against Postecoglou's side as we look to reach the semi-finals and book a trip to Wembley for the first time in the save. We'll also have more big games in the Premier League, as well as our Champions League quarter-final against Pep Guardiola's side Manchester City, competing against them domestically and now on a European front, as Southampton hunt down an unlikely treble. Still lots of work to be done, and I'll catch you for the next episode very soon. Take care, guys, and peace.